It's got to be one of our favorites from back in the day.
We've unearthed this one, without no pun intended.
Yeah, this was about 2011 or so.
Yeah.
I remember when this came out.
When this broke,
Yeah.
I wanted to die. So what we're going to do is we'll exit from this.
Yeah, we're going to play this for you.
Play the whole thing.
Please watch it, okay?
Pay attention.
For those of you at home, we will give you a summary who are listening, who are not watching at the end. But please, everyone, just watch this.
热线电话说，他们在打井打到地下近100米的时候，挖到了一个奇怪的植物。
现在呢，我们就来到了位于六村埔的东鹤村，在我身后啊，这里是聚集了有很多的村民，他们告诉我们说呢，前天下午他们在村子里面打井的时候呢，是发现了一个摸上去肉乎乎又像植物的东西。那么就连村子上了年纪的80多岁的老大爷也告诉我们说，他们也是从来没有见过类似于这样的东西。那么现在呢，我们就一起去上前看一看，到底这个东西究竟是什么。
朋友就帮忙在捞蹦子，大约有80米，捞出来一个这肉乎乎的，不知道这啥，有鼻子有眼。
我们现在通过镜头呢，可以看到这个东西啊，长得非常像一个菌类。那这个两边呢都是有这个蘑菇头的形状，上面呢是有一个我们可以看到像嘴巴的东西，而下方呢则是一个小孔，是直接通透的。摸上去啊是非常的光滑，感觉非常像一个肉类。那我们用尺子呢也大概量了一下，这个东西的身长呢也大概就在19公分左右。
刚才来的比年龄大几，有80多岁的，从来都没见过这。上网查了以后，这叫太岁嘛。
贺先生告诉我们说，他在网上呢是查看了相关的信息，发现太岁这个东西呢，在民间呢是俗称肉灵芝，而我们呢也是在网上呢也是查阅了相关的信息，发现这个肉灵芝呢之前啊在我国的多个城市呢是已经被发现过，而同时呢这个东西呢比较适合在我们陕西的秦岭山脉是成长的，由于它这个生长的环境特殊，一般呢都是深埋在底下，那么很难呢被人们发现的。而同时呢我们了解到这个肉灵芝呢在网上呢也是有很多的说法，有人传说啊，秦始皇当时啊要寻找这个长生不老的药，发现这个肉灵芝呢就是这个药材的其中之一。还有人说啊，李时珍在《本草纲目》记载药类当中啊，这个肉灵芝呢也是其中的之一。贺先生表示呢，今天是周末，他先暂时的将这个摸上去肉乎乎又像植物东西啊搁置到家里，明天呢会和我们的记者一起去寻找这个植物学家，来对这个东西呢做出一个科学的鉴定。那么也希望大家能够在明天的同一时间继续收看我们的西安零距离记者端清燕凤。
Right. So, okay, yes. This is old, like we said.
Hey, it doesn't matter. There's
Yeah.
a reason we brought this up.
Yeah.
There's some stuff to be learned here.
Let's first of all, for those of you listening at home,
Yeah.
you've got this pretty young presenter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's on the site reporter
In Xi'an.
In Xi'an, you know, Xi'an's our new favorite Chongqing.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's on the ground in Xi'an, and she goes to this village where they found this mysterious mushroom that they've dug up.
Yes.
And so they're examining it and talking about like how
Touching
it. They're saying
meaty.
it's meaty, slimy, and they're saying like how it's probably this kind of mushroom which has very special medicinal properties and can only be grown in certain places. That's why it was buried, because of the climate and all this. And it's a male masturbator. It's like a fleshlight. Mm-hmm. It's one of those.
It's literally a knockoff fleshlight.
Yeah, it's a fake, vagina.
So what probably happened was some dude was like scared of getting caught or something, and buried it out back, out in the countryside in Xi'an. It's life, dude. Yeah. Like
this is national news, by the way.
Yeah, this is national. This is in Xi'an. This is not some tiny little village thing. No. Now the thing is, the reason we want to throw this in there, number one, it's hilarious as hell.
Yes.
But number two, the best part of this is the Chabadoa half-ass aspect of this, because when they went in there, it's not much of a news story just to say, "Oh, we found this thing." This woman truly believes it's a mushroom, and so do all these people that have never seen something like this. Yeah. And bless their innocent little hearts. But
I know.
To make it a news story, they have to go all in. So pull up one of these quotes. It says, it's hard to be discovered by humans. At the same time, we discovered this plant has many stories online. So they've done some investigative journalism. Yeah. They're literally talking about a fake vag here. Yeah. There's a rumor that Emperor Qingshi, while looking for a secret to longevity, found this herb to be one of its important ingredients. They literally went into Emperor Qingshi freaking lore about fake vaginas.
I know, it's
Guys,
ridiculous.
I love this. Above it has something that looks like lips, and on the other side it has a small hole that goes through to the other side. It's like when you're saying these words, you don't think it will dawn on you.
Touching it
is very
giving the feeling of a type of meat. Okay.
The last quote's my favorite. This slimy, meaty object.
Yeah, exactly.
They measured it. Yeah. They fondled it. They touched it. And they had to go all in and say, no, this is actually an important part of Chinese medicine.
Yeah.
You know, we've always had this ancient medicine, this wild mushroom.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of, it's just hilarious. But now, the next thing, which is also old, but don't worry, it's got a very modern counterpart, which we will talk about, is, again, we have some Chinese military, CCTV military propaganda. Now, I want you to watch this very closely. Okay, we have a fighter jet, a J-15 or something.
J-10.
Is it a J-10?
Looks like.
Yeah, okay. Firing off a missile and then bam, blows up an enemy fighter.
It looks very familiar.
Well, I mean, this is like showing how powerful the Chinese military is, you know? And then if you look closely, it's actually a scene from Top Gun.
Oh, it's the exact same
Well, look,
scene.
See the explosion of the plane? It's... You know, it's when they shoot the, what do they call it, a MiG-29 or MiG-27 or some nonsense.
Sure.
You know, it's
Didn't
the
they
scene
have like
from
a
Top
blow-by-blow?
I think they might. Once again in slow motion. Let's see. Is this where we get to see the side-by-side? Yep.
Hey, at least they mix up the other footage, like on the way.
Yeah, on the way they used whatever. But
Whoa!
yeah, you can see it. It's
So,
Top Gun.
to give context, like, okay, people say, who cares? This is literally a propaganda piece from CCTV, China Central Television, to show how awesome their fighter jets are, and they freaking use Top Gun.
I know.
Top Gun.
Now, the reason they do this is not only just the Chabador thing, okay, but on top of that, they rely on the fact that the majority of the Chinese people, because of the censorship, haven't actually seen Top Gun.
No.
You know, and it's
This
actually,
is for a domestic audience.
Yeah, it's for a domestic audience. It's not supposed to have been seen by the outside world.
Can I say something? This is why I hope you guys really appreciate our content, is we can give you insight onto the domestic stuff, because the stuff they show the West is already ridiculous enough.
Yeah.
The stuff for the domestic audience is unbelievable.
Apparently, a CCTV representative said the broadcaster couldn't immediately comment on the similarity. And guess what? They never have. And that was from quite a while ago. In a very recent military propaganda piece put out by the Chinese Air Force, once again they used Hollywood footage. And here we can take a look, get us out of there. Oh, I can't.
Ooh.
Never mind, I can't.
Thanos this out of there, bro.
They used clips from the Transformers movie, Fallen Angels or Revenge of the Fallen, whatever it's called, one of those Transformers things.
I don't know what the hell those are called. Those are terrible.
They used
movies.
footage from The Hurt Locker, and they used footage from The Rock. Now, there's a very iconic scene of like a missile blowing up the Rock, you know,
Sure.
Alcatraz or whatever. So they made this kind of mock attack on Guam.
Yeah.
Okay. And they showed this long-range bomber of theirs, like basically blowing up a military base, an American military base. But they used Hollywood footage again, and this is this year, September. It was in September. It was September 2020. So you can say, "Oh, look, they used Top Gun footage. It's such a laugh. It's so silly because they did that like back in 2011 or something." But guess what? They did it this year again. So
the thing I wanted to bring up is not that. I mean, who gives a shit if China steals footage? They do this all the time. The problem is they're literally using it for propaganda to show that they could destroy the U.S. militarily. They're using American films.
Yes.
They can't even shoot their own propaganda footage. Because you know what happened? And I could probably put money on this.
Yeah.
Some general said, we need to have a propaganda piece about our military of this whatever Air Force, whatever plane we're using now.
Yeah.
And it went down the chain of command, and they blew it all on baijiu and cognac and hookers.
Sure.
I'm not even joking. You guys think that's a joke.
No,
this is
sure.
probably what happened. Chain of command goes down, 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 and they ended up stealing freaking Hollywood footage because it's going to look better anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course. And they just didn't have the budget to make it themselves.
We're talking about a country that literally thinks mushrooms are fake vaginas, so...
You know, fake vaginas are mushrooms.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, this is what happened here, and they continue to do so, and that's the biggest issue.
So another funny little thing which is directly related
Well,
to,
let me set this
to
up.
us. Yeah.
So I was surprised last year when I made it onto Phoenix TV, which is a Hong Kong-based thing, but it's now bought out by mainland China.
Yeah, it's mainland Chinese.
So
yeah.
they didn't link me. They didn't like actually give me credit or anything.
Yeah.
But they did spit on me.
Yes.
Roll
they
the
did.
clip.
最近呢，美国有个博主 叫录了一段视频吐槽他中国媳妇儿，在网上好像传播的还挺广的啊，就这个渣男啊，比方说他说他媳妇儿睡前一定要洗澡，亲戚爱串门，太粘人，爱省钱，每天都买菜，呸，真的。
So that is the time that I got spit on Chinese TV.
Yeah.
Now, the context is basically I made a video, a satire video, about how I hate my Chinese wife, even though I go on a monologue at the end for a minute about how much I love her. And actually, the cultural differences are what made us love each other so much.
Right.
And it's actually a pretty touching thing if you watch it all the way through. But China, of course, only takes my satire, kind of like Kim Jong-un-esque, like misunderstanding.
Absolutely.
When I'm making jokes about like, oh, she gets mad when I don't take a shower before bed, or oh, like she wants to clip coupons and save so much money. They legitimately think I hate my wife.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so autistic, it hurts.
Yeah.
So they go all in with this whole thing, and then the guy spits on me.
Yeah, I know. On national TV.
Later, I think it was either him or the company went on to say that, because a lot of people complained.
Oh, they
I
did?
didn't tell people to complain.
Nice.
But a lot of people complained on my behalf, and they said that he didn't spit. It's a traditional kind of Chinese sound that it means like, they tried to say it was like che, like whatever. But it's clear as he goes.
No,
it's like a Elmer Fudd
no,
spitting
he totally
sound.
spit on you.
Spit on me, bro. I mean, it was actually fun, but the thing is, the whole funny part of that episode of that Phoenix TV thing when they tear apart my video. Well, they don't even show my video; they just show my face the whole time. Is that they completely misunderstood the satire and joke of the video.
Yeah.
They used it almost as a propaganda piece to be like, look at how these foreigners are not compatible with our Chinese women. Because then he goes on this kind of serious monologue later about like, it's just not, it doesn't work out.
Didn't he say something about what if you buy a washing machine and it's this or that, some nonsense?
He made some analogies that are just
very
bullshit.
very bad things.
And it was just so toned deaf and autistic that he just didn't understand, the video. And I guess maybe his writers didn't understand it.
Sure.
Very good example of how this works, though.
Yeah.
Humor is not a priority.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think what we've managed to prove so far in this video, and there are countless stories, we don't have enough time for this, but is that the Chinese media really doesn't get things right very often. They actually make huge misconceptions about the West.
Sure.
And I also have to say that, you get a lot of people out there that are putting out this message that Western media only ever portrays bad things about China and et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of the times it's actually true. A lot of Western media only focus on the negatives. Guess what? They focus on the negatives of everywhere. You don't see Western media saying how amazing America is, do you? It's always about the problems.
No.
It's always about the problems. But if you look at Chinese media, they don't ever have anything good to say about the West. It's just as bad. So, there's a big balance going on here, guys. So don't you worry about that.